What's the matter? Are you tired? Hey, your people are out there. Aren't you going to do your normal greeting, huh? Your people are there. Now, okay. Well, he's tired. I'm tired, but I still am Robert Earl out here at the Eco Ranch Sustainable Living Educational Center with Tired, Cascade the Wonder Dog. And somewhere running around here is Sarah, the world's worst bred Chihuahua. There, I'll get it right. And the wind, hear it? Can't do anything about it, so I hope you hear me. I keep stepping up a little bit closer. I won't know until I edit it what the wind is like, but the title of this is About the Live Stream. And a vlog, kind of, sort of, too. So about the live stream. I'm out here in the wind at the campground, and we're entering the busiest season for camping here in the Big Bend, and I am booked absolutely solid for 10 days starting in a few days. And so I have been out here working on the campground. We had that horrible cold snap that everybody lived through that came all the way down on the east side of the Rockies and froze everybody in the Northeast. Well, it got down here, and I was working so hard trying to get the greenhouse as buttoned up as possible. I still have a wall that isn't finished. Managed to do that, and to be very honest with everybody, the live stream became a pain in the neck for me to do. It became a chore. I didn't have time. I didn't feel like doing it. And it's been that way for a while. You know, I announced a few weeks ago to everybody that I was having leg trouble due to a disease that I can't do anything about. Well, I put off letting anybody know, including Debbie, for a very, very long time until people were wondering why I was walking funny. That's tiring me out a lot, too. Will there be a regular live stream again? I'm going to try, but I'm not making any promises. So Tuesday, if it gets to be about 5 after 7 and I haven't gotten on, either I'm exhausted or I'm swamped with something or other. That greenhouse, before we get our next cold snap, that greenhouse, I have got to finish this one wall. Once I get that wall finished and get all this blocking in, then the greenhouse will do what it's supposed to do. But for right now, I've got all that cold air running in. And the problem with the cold air is that tilapia fish they pretty much stop eating when the water temperature gets under 60, and they die when it gets under 50. And my water temperature has been running about 57 degrees, so I've got to get that thing buttoned up or I lose all the money I put into it. So guys, I am sorry about the live stream. I wish I could do it a little more often. I wish I had more time, but I don't. So just, bear with me. If it's there, it's there. If it isn't, it isn't. But I'm doing the best I can with what I got, and I'm still looking for help from some of you viewers that might be coming out this way anyway. Anyhow, that's that story. Now let's get on to some other stuff, huh? Well, now he's friendly. Hey, I didn't get a chance to do the live stream last night. I'm still, again, incredibly busy. And one other thing, I do all the cooking. I've done all the cooking for the 40 years Debbie and I have been married, and, it just... I'm sorry, but hopefully when you folks that are watching this, including you youngsters that never think you're ever going to see age 60, let alone age 67, when you get this age, sometimes you get tired, and I'm doing the best I can. Hopefully when I get the campsite set up, I'll be able to do the live stream. Campsite's in the greenhouse secured. Then I can do the live stream again, but right now I'm just having a difficult time. Anyway, what we've been doing... and I've still got 6 more sites to do. We have a total of 9. Is raking them out and putting the fire pits in. So that's what I've done. I've got 2 days. I've got today and tomorrow. Let's see, it's Wednesday. So I've got Wednesday, Thursday, and a couple hours on Friday to get the other 6 campsites raked down and get the fire pits in. Quite busy. But I'll show you a little bit more about what we've done around here, because the greenhouse is looking really nice, but it's still not done. Well, in order for you to hear me, I have to stay right here next to the camera. But one of the other things we're working on is in front of us are our 3 female goats. I guess they're called does. We think they're pregnant, and so we've got to keep an eye on them. Debbie really mainly does that, but that's just another one of our worries. Of course, plus training all this chaos here to be a petting zoo for our campers. Again, adds to it. Then there's this. Now I'm standing in what eventually is going to be the cistern if I ever get time to work on it, but I wasn't able to get the wall completed all the way to the chicken coop wall, so I was forced to put up some old roofing steel panels I had, just to do something with that horrible cold snap we had. Well, that's almost worthless because the cold comes right through, and you can see I've still got gaps there where the cold is coming through. So I've got to get after the masonry. Now it's just this little bit here. I'm going to insulate that doorway until I get a door for it. But I do have to get that secured, and I've got some other spots actually that run the full length of the greenhouse, 40 feet. Gap about, well, it's a 2x4 gap, so it's 1.5 inches by 40 feet. But you add that up, and you've got another doorway that's just wide open, letting the cold in. So I've got to get all that done before the next cold snap comes here. So it's getting a little bit rugged, you know, on my time. But let me show you a little bit about what's been growing here, because we're really proud of what's been growing. Of course, you won't see them, I don't think, but the fish, all that commotion was the fish running and hiding from me. So they're doing quite well. They survived the cold snap just fine. So did the Kang Kong. Kang Kong's tropical, but it survived just fine. Now over here, we're in the purple Cherokee tomato forest, and you can see we've got a ton of green tomatoes here, just everywhere in this tomato forest. We've even got some hybrid tomatoes. That would be those there. They're a hybrid between the purple Cherokee, which is a red, well, purplish red tomato, and the yellow pear cherry tomatoes. And what happens is they're small, but they come out yellow. It's really kind of cool. There's a few yellow pear cherries that are ripe, ready to pick. We're going to pick those for Friday. And I see a grub down here that I've got to feed to the chickens. We'll get to him in a minute. Now this part of the forest, these are all the aquaponic tomatoes, and they've been a little bit slower because they're a lot younger than those other tomatoes. But you can see down in there, I've got actually a few tomatoes. You can't see them well from here. But these are all starting to put out tomatoes and doing really well with that. Have a couple of eggplants that I'm not sure my hand pollinating is working on. And again, our cash crop here. My cabbage patch is doing really well. This is cabbage and fava beans, so they'll complement each other and fix nitrogen in the soil. And finally, the potatoes are coming up. We've got Russian Nikolai, we've got German Butterball, we've got Irish Cobbler, and Purple Peruvian all coming up. And then we've got a, gosh, I can't remember the name of these, but this is a really nice sweet onion that Debbie wanted. And of course, Dunega de Napoli squash. This is the last one that we thought we had, but then this little female came out and bloomed, and so did a male, so I hand pollinated her, and I hand pollinated all of them, so that should take. So that's kind of where we are here. I installed the door a while back, but we got the door hardware in so we can open it on a day like today where it's already over 80 degrees here in the greenhouse, and close it up. And then that's that gap I was talking about right there. I've got to run it to full length. I got the 2x4s, I just need the time, and I won't have the time until I finish the campground. And speaking of the campground, I got to get back out there and start grooming those sites and getting the fire pits in, because it's Wednesday and the first camper comes on Friday, and many of them I offer to cook meals for them for a $10 donation. Well, many of them are taking us up on that, so going to be a busy week or 10 days ahead. And on the 23rd, which, gosh, when is that? I'll have to look. I think the 23rd is Saturday, but the 23rd this month is Debbie's and my 40th wedding anniversary. 40 years. Now that's unbelievable. I can't even fathom it. I can't. Looking back, it just seems like it went by like nothing, but it's been 40 years. Unbelievable. Seems like a lot, doesn't it? But you have to remember, 40 years, but I've got a sister that's been married 72 years. So I got some catching up to do on her. Anyway, until next time, when I hopefully have a bit more time and I'll be able to do the live stream and spend some more time showing you how we're doing some of the things that I'm forced to rush and do. Until then, it's Robert Earl out here at the Eco Ranch Sustainable Living Educational Center in far west Texas saying, see you later.